Bruce Willis was once Hollywood's toughest action hero, a man who fought villains, saved the world, and charmed millions with his wit and charisma. But today, his reality is far from the big screen. As he nears 70, his life has taken a heartbreaking turn. The man who once delivered iconic one-liners can now barely speak. His dazzling career has faded, replaced by a devastating illness that no one saw coming. What really happened to Bruce Willis? And why is his story one of the saddest in Hollywood? Stay with us as we uncover the tragic truth behind his final chapter. Before Bruce Willis became a Hollywood icon, before the fame, the blockbuster hits, and the heartbreaking decline, he was just a boy with a dream. But his journey to stardom wasn't easy. Bruce Willis was born on March 19, 1955, in Idar-Oberstein, West Germany. His father, David Willis, was a U.S. soldier stationed there, and his mother, Marlene, was German. The family didn't stay in Germany for long. When Willis was a young child, they moved to the United States, settling in Penns Grove, New Jersey. This was where Willis spent most of his childhood. Growing up, Willis faced a challenge that made everyday life difficult. He had a severe stutter. Speaking fluently was a struggle, and this made him self-conscious. His classmates at Penns Grove High School in Carneys Point Township gave him the nickname Buck Buck because of the way he would sometimes get stuck on words. Like many kids with a speech impediment, Willis felt frustrated. He wanted to express himself, but the words just wouldn't come out the way he wanted. Then, something unexpected happened. He discovered acting. At first, it was just an experiment. He joined the drama club, not because he thought he would become an actor, but because he wanted to try something different. What he found surprised him. When he was on stage, pretending to be someone else, his stutter almost disappeared. The words flowed naturally. Acting gave him a kind of freedom he had never experienced before. For Willis, acting became more than just an after-school activity. It was a way to communicate, a way to escape the frustration of stuttering. Acting allowed me to express myself in ways I couldn't with words, he later said. It was as if, when he stepped into a role, he left his speech problems behind. Marriage to Demi Moore. Bruce Willis is known worldwide for his incredible movie career, but his personal life has also been a major topic of interest. Fans have followed his relationships, his family life, and even the challenges he has faced over the years. One of the most famous parts of Willis's personal life was his marriage to actress Demi Moore. Their love story began in the 1980s when both were rising stars in Hollywood. Willis, with his tough guy charm, and Moore, with her stunning beauty and talent, seemed like the perfect match. The couple took their vows on November 21st, 1987, in Las Vegas at the Golden Nugget, a famous hotel and casino. It was a whirlwind romance, and their wedding caught the attention of the media. However, they didn't just settle for a quick Vegas ceremony. A month later, on December 20th, 1987, they hosted a grand celebration to mark the occasion properly. This second wedding reception was held at Warner Bros. Studios in Burbank, California. It was a star-studded event with about 450 guests, including Hollywood's biggest names. It was clear that Willis and Moore wanted to celebrate their love in a big way. Not long after their marriage, the couple started a family. In 1988, they welcomed their first daughter, Rumor Willis. 3 years later, in 1991, their second daughter, Scout, was born. Then in 1994, they had their third daughter, Tallulah. From the outside, it seemed like they had the perfect Hollywood family, 2 famous parents and 3 beautiful daughters. They appeared together at red carpet events, and Willis often spoke about how much he loved being a father. But behind the scenes, things weren't always as perfect as they seemed. Like many high-profile couples, Willis and Moore faced difficulties in their marriage. The pressures of Hollywood, busy work schedules, and personal differences took a toll on their relationship. After more than a decade together, they decided to separate on June 24, 1998. Though they tried to make things work, their separation eventually led to divorce. On October 18, 2000, they officially filed for divorce, and it was finalized that very same day. For many fans, it was a surprising and sad moment. They had been one of Hollywood's power couples, and their split marked the end of an era. Bruce Willis has always been known for his tough, confident roles in movies. But when his marriage to Demi Moore ended, he felt something completely different. He felt like he had failed. He struggled with feelings of guilt and sadness. "I felt I had failed as a father and a husband by not being able to make it work," he later admitted. Divorce is never easy, and for Willis it was an emotional challenge unlike anything he had faced before. During this difficult time, Willis found support in an unexpected place: actor Will Smith. Smith, who had experienced his own ups and downs in relationships, helped Willis see things from a different perspective. With Smith's guidance, Willis learned to let go of the guilt and focus on what truly mattered: his relationship with his daughters and his ability to co-parent with Moore in a healthy way. What made Willis and Moore's situation unique was that, despite their divorce, they didn't become bitter enemies, like many divorced couples do. Instead, they made a decision to stay close and to put their children first. Moore later said, "We felt more connected than we did before the divorce." This was a powerful statement, one that showed how two people could move past their romantic relationship and still maintain a strong family bond. Over the years, Willis and Moore proved that divorce didn't have to mean the end of a family. They continued to raise their daughters together, attended family events side by side, and always made sure their children felt loved and supported. Many fans admired how they handled their post-divorce life with such maturity and grace. Even when Moore moved on and married actor Ashton Kutcher in 2005, Willis didn't see him as an outsider. In fact, he welcomed Kutcher into the family and even attended their wedding. It was unusual for a former husband to remain so close to his ex-wife's new spouse, but Willis wasn't like most people. He understood that as long as Moore was happy and their children were in a positive environment, that was all that truly mattered. This level of friendship and respect between Willis, Moore, and Kutcher was rare in Hollywood or anywhere for that matter. Instead of letting past wounds create distance, they built a new kind of family dynamic, one that was built on understanding, cooperation, and love. After his divorce from Demi Moore, Bruce Willis spent several years focusing on his career and being a father to his 3 daughters. But love found its way back into his life when he met model Emma Hemming. Their relationship grew strong, and soon, Willis was ready to take another chance at marriage. On March 21st, 2009, Willis and Hemming tied the knot in a beautiful ceremony on the stunning beaches of Turks and Caicos. It was a romantic and intimate wedding, filled with joy and love. But what made it even more special was the guest list. His 3 daughters, Rumor, Scout, and Tallulah, were there to support their father on his big day. But that wasn't all. Demi Moore, his ex-wife, and her then-husband, Ashton Kutcher, were also in attendance. It was a rare sight, an ex-wife and her new husband celebrating the wedding of her former spouse. But for Willis, this was just another example of how family comes first. The wedding was beautiful, but there was one small problem. It wasn't legally binding. So, just 6 days later, Willis and Hemming made it official with a civil ceremony in Beverly Hills. This time, there were no sandy beaches, but the love between them was just as strong. As time passed, Willis and Hemming built a wonderful life together. Their love story became even more beautiful when they welcomed 2 daughters into the world. In 2012, they had their first child, Mabel Ray Willis. Then, in 2014, their second daughter, Evelyn Penn Willis, was born. Becoming a father again later in life was a different experience for Willis. When his first 3 daughters were born, he was in the middle of his booming Hollywood career, constantly busy with films. But now, with Mabel and Evelyn, he took a more relaxed approach. He embraced fatherhood with a new perspective, enjoying every little moment, whether it was playing with his daughters, reading them bedtime stories, or simply spending quiet family time at home. His marriage to Hemming also brought him a sense of peace and stability. She became his partner, not just in love, but in life. She supported him through every step of his journey, standing by his side in both happy and challenging times. Their relationship was built on mutual respect, deep affection, and a strong commitment to their family. Professional controversies. Bruce Willis has been one of Hollywood's biggest stars for decades, known for his tough guy roles and charismatic performances. But behind the scenes, his career hasn't always been smooth. Over the years, he has found himself at the center of various controversies, with reports of difficult behavior on movie sets and challenges working with directors and co-stars. While Willis has delivered unforgettable performances in films like Die Hard, Pulp Fiction, and The Sixth Sense, there have been times when working with him was not easy. Some directors and crew members have spoken about difficult experiences, claiming that Willis could be demanding, distant, or uncooperative. One of the earliest reports of this behavior came from the filming of The Bonfire of the Vanities, 1990, a film that was expected to be a major hit, but ultimately became one of Hollywood's biggest flops. The movie starred Willis alongside Tom Hanks and Melanie Griffith, with Brian De Palma directing. However, behind the scenes, things were far from smooth. Director Brian De Palma later shared that working with Willis was challenging. He described Willis as being generally disliked by most of the cast and crew. There were reports that Willis was difficult to direct, often questioning instructions and clashing with others on set. Some crew members even claimed that he had an attitude that made working with him stressful. This was surprising to many, as Willis was a rising star at the time. Just a couple of years earlier, he had gained massive fame from Die Hard, 1988, which turned him into an action hero. However, his growing confidence in Hollywood may have contributed to tensions on set. Some believed that his sudden rise to stardom made him feel like he could push back against directors and make his own creative decisions. The problems on the Bonfire of the Vanities were just one example. Over the years, other directors and actors also spoke about their struggles working with Willis. Some described him as professional but distant, while others found him difficult to work with due to disagreements over creative choices. Beyond the well-known troubles on the set of the Bonfire of the Vanities, another big controversy emerged during the filming of The Expendables 3. In 2013, Willis was set to star in The Expendables 3, a film known for its star-studded cast and explosive action scenes. However, problems began when discussions about money and scheduling turned sour. Willis and the film's producers could not agree on how much he should be paid or when he should be available. These disagreements grew so big that the makers decided to replace him with another big star, Harrison Ford. This decision shocked many fans. A project that promised high energy and memorable moments suddenly lost one of its leading faces. The tension surrounding this issue did not stop there. After the fallout, Sylvester Stallone, one of the key figures in the Expendables series, had harsh words for Willis. He described Willis as greedy and lazy. Such a statement was surprising, coming from someone known for his own tough persona and sense of humor. Stallone's comments made many wonder what had really gone wrong behind the scenes. Was it just about money and timing, or was there something deeper in how Willis handled the situation? These strong words stirred up even more discussion among movie fans and insiders. People started talking about how even the biggest stars can have moments when they clash with others, showing that life in Hollywood is not always as glamorous as it seems. As if the controversies on big movie sets weren't enough, Bruce Willis's career took another interesting turn later on. In his later years, he began starring in a number of direct-to-video films. These films did not get a wide release in theaters, but instead were made available on home video and online platforms. Critics and fans sometimes referred to these movies with playful names like geezer teasers. The term hints at a mix of humor and affection. These films often featured older heroes in fun, sometimes quirky roles that were quite different from the high-octane action movies of his earlier career. While some fans enjoyed seeing Willis in these new, unexpected roles, others felt that these films did not match the high quality of his blockbuster hits. All these controversies and career twists make Bruce Willis's story very human and relatable. Even though he became a household name with thrilling roles and memorable movies, his career also shows that fame does not protect anyone from challenges or conflicts. The problems on the Expendables 3 set and the harsh comments from a co-star shows that behind the big screen and the bright lights, there is a real person facing real difficulties, whether it's clashing over salary and time or taking on new projects that don't always meet the high expectations of his early work. Willis's journey is full of ups and downs. His ability to keep working and explore different kinds of roles, even when the spotlight isn't as bright, shows that every star has many sides. The geezer teasers era. Bruce Willis was once one of Hollywood's biggest action stars, known for playing tough and fearless characters. But in the late 2010s and early 2020s, something changed in his career. Instead of starring in big-budget Hollywood films, Willis started appearing in smaller, low-budget movies that went straight to video or streaming services. These films were not released in theaters and often received little attention except for one unusual detail. Bruce Willis was still being heavily promoted as the star. However, when audiences watched these movies, they quickly noticed something strange. Willis was barely in them. He would appear on the poster, his name would be in big letters, but when people sat down to watch, he was only in a few scenes, sometimes for just 10 or 15 minutes. This led to frustration among his fans, who felt they were being misled. Because of this pattern, these movies were jokingly called geezer teasers. The term was used because these films often featured older action stars like Willis, who were big names in the past, but were now playing much smaller roles while still being advertised as the main attraction. Many people wondered why Bruce Willis was making so many of these films. Industry insiders soon revealed a surprising truth. Willis was being paid $2 million for just 2 days of work per film. This meant that even though his role was small, he was making an incredible amount of money in a very short time. For the filmmakers, having Willis in their movie, even for just a few scenes, was a way to sell more copies. His name alone was enough to attract an audience. This led to a situation where Willis starred in a massive number of these low-budget movies, sometimes releasing more than 10 films in a single year. While some fans continued to watch out of loyalty, others started to worry about what was happening. Why was one of Hollywood's biggest stars making so many of these films with such minimal effort? At first, people assumed that Willis was simply doing these movies for easy money. After all, earning millions for just a few days of work seemed like a great deal. But over time, rumors began to spread that something else was going on. Health issues reports surfaced that Willis is battling serious health challenges. For decades, he was one of the most charismatic and fearless actors on screen. But behind the scenes, signs of trouble were slowly appearing, signs that something wasn't right. Before the world knew about his condition, people on movie sets began to notice small but troubling changes in Bruce Willis. Crew members, co-stars, and directors observed that he seemed confused at times. He had difficulty remembering lines, something that had never been a problem for him before. To help, filmmakers started feeding him his lines through an earpiece so he could deliver them properly. At first, some people assumed it was just exhaustion or lack of interest in acting. But as time went on, it became clear that something more serious was happening. In March 2022, Bruce Willis's family made a public announcement that shocked fans worldwide. He had been diagnosed with aphasia. Aphasia is a condition that affects a person's ability to communicate. It can make it difficult to speak, understand words, or even write. This condition explained why Willis had been struggling on set. His brain was making it harder for him to remember and process language. With this heartbreaking news, Bruce Willis officially retired from acting. His family, including his wife Emma Hemming Willis, his ex-wife Demi Moore, and all his children, came together to support him during this difficult time. Almost a year later, in February 2023, the Willis family provided another update. They revealed that Bruce's condition had progressed, and doctors had now given him a more specific diagnosis: frontotemporal dementia. FTD is a rare but devastating brain disorder. Unlike Alzheimer's, which mostly affects memory, FTD attacks the front part of the brain, which controls personality, emotions, and speech. This means that over time, Willis would not only struggle with communication, but his behavior and personality could also change. His family released a statement saying, "While this is painful, it is a relief to finally have a clear diagnosis." Even though the news was heartbreaking, having a name for his condition helped them understand what was happening and how to support him. Throughout this difficult journey, Bruce's wife, Emma Hemming Willis, has become a powerful advocate for dementia awareness. She has spoken openly about the struggles of caring for someone with FTD and has used her platform to educate others about the disease. Emma has shared personal moments from their journey, showing how challenging but important it is to care for a loved one with dementia. She once said, "I'm learning to live alongside it." This simple but powerful statement shows the deep love and patience it takes to support someone with a condition like FTD. Emma has also worked to raise awareness about caregivers, the people who dedicate their time and energy to taking care of family members with dementia. She has encouraged others in similar situations to seek help, build a strong support system, and take care of their own mental health as well. Even though Bruce Willis can no longer act, his legacy will never be forgotten. Fans continue to celebrate his unforgettable performances, and his family ensures that his story is shared with honesty and love. His journey shows that behind every Hollywood star is a real person with real struggles. Even action heroes like Bruce Willis are not invincible. But through it all, his family's unwavering love and support prove that true strength is not just about fighting bad guys on screen, it's about facing life's hardest battles with courage, love, and resilience. Personal tragedies. Bruce Willis is not the only one in his family who has faced serious health struggles. While his battle with dementia has captured the world's attention, his youngest daughter with Demi Moore, Tallulah Willis, has also been on a difficult journey, one that involves mental health struggles, self-doubt, and a fight for recovery. Through all these challenges, the Willis-Moore family has remained strong, showing the world what true love and unity look like. Tallulah Willis, the youngest of Bruce Willis and Demi Moore's 3 daughters, has been open about her struggles with mental health. From a young age, she dealt with severe depression and body dysmorphic disorder. Body dysmorphic disorder is a mental health condition where a person becomes obsessed with perceived flaws in their appearance. Even if they look perfectly fine to others, they see themselves differently in the mirror. This can cause deep emotional pain, anxiety, and even eating disorders. Tallulah has shared that at one point, she was so consumed by negative thoughts about her body that she struggled to eat properly. She also dealt with feelings of low self-worth and sadness, which led to deep depression. Even though mental health battles can feel incredibly lonely, Tallulah was never alone. Her family, including her mother Demi Moore, her stepmother Emma Hemming Willis, and her sisters, all came together to support her in every way possible. In a heartfelt essay, Tallulah admitted that during her toughest moments, she pulled away from her father, Bruce Willis. She was so caught up in her struggles that she didn't realize her dad was also fighting his own battle with dementia. But when she finally recognized what was happening to him, she felt a deep shift in her heart. She realized that she needed to be there for him just as much as he had always been there for her. Her love for her father became a powerful motivation for her own recovery. She decided to fight for her health, to heal, and to be fully present for her family. One of the most beautiful things about the Willis-Moore family is their unbreakable bond. Even though Bruce and Demi got divorced years ago, they have never let that affect their love for their children. In fact, Demi Moore and Bruce's current wife, Emma Hemming Willis, have built a strong friendship. Instead of letting jealousy or rivalry come between them, they have chosen to stand together as a family. When Bruce's health declined, Demi, Emma, and all of Bruce's children came together as a united front. They realized that nothing is more important than family. They have been seen celebrating birthdays, sharing holidays, and spending time together, proving that love and support are what truly matter in life. The Willis family's journey is not just about struggles, it's about overcoming challenges with love, support, and resilience. Bruce Willis may be battling dementia, and Tallulah may have fought a painful mental health battle, but they are not alone. Bruce Willis built a legacy as one of the greatest action stars in Hollywood. But beyond his movies, his greatest legacy is his family, the love he gave them, and the love they continue to share with him. As they navigate the challenges of his illness and Tallulah's mental health journey, one thing is clear. This family is built on love, strength, and unwavering support, and that will never change. Reflections on a storied career. Bruce Willis has always been known for his strength, both on and off the screen. But in recent years, his life has changed in ways no one could have imagined. After being diagnosed with frontotemporal dementia, everyday life has become more challenging for him and his loved ones. Despite these difficulties, his family and fans have come together to support him, showing that love and resilience can shine even in the darkest times. For years, Bruce Willis was a man of action, on screen and in real life. He loved spending time with his family, making people laugh, and staying active. But as his condition has progressed, many of the things he once loved have become harder for him. Communication has become a struggle, as frontotemporal dementia affects language skills, making it difficult for Bruce to express himself the way he used to. Memory loss has also become a part of his daily life, causing moments of forgetfulness and confusion. His behavior has changed, leading to mood swings and frustration. These challenges have altered his daily routine, but his family has stepped in to create a supportive and loving environment. They focus on making each day meaningful, cherishing the small moments of connection. His wife, Emma Hemming Willis, has become his primary caregiver, ensuring that he feels safe and comfortable at all times. His ex-wife, Demi Moore, and their daughters have also played a major role in keeping his spirits up. What makes Bruce's story so touching is the unbreakable bond between his family members. Despite their past as a divorced couple, Demi Moore and Emma Hemming Willis have worked together to provide Bruce with the best care possible. They have put aside any differences and joined forces to support the man they all love. Their daughters, Rumor, Scout, and Tallulah, have also been deeply involved, spending as much time as possible with their father. They often share heartfelt messages about Bruce on social media, letting the world know how much they love him. Even Bruce's two youngest daughters, Mabel and Evelyn, whom he shares with Emma, have been part of this journey. Though they are young, they are growing up surrounded by a family that teaches them the importance of love and compassion. Emma once said, "We're a team. We do this together, and that makes all the difference." Bruce Willis has been a beloved Hollywood star for decades, so when news of his diagnosis broke, an outpouring of love and support flooded in from around the world. Fans shared their favorite moments from his films, reminiscing about the thrill of watching Die Hard, The Sixth Sense, Pulp Fiction, and so many more classics. His co-stars and fellow actors also spoke up, honoring not just his talent, but also his kindness and humor. One fellow actor once said, "Bruce's strength and resilience have always been inspiring. He's not just a great actor, he's a great person." Even in the face of such a tough diagnosis, Bruce's legacy continues to grow, not just as an actor, but as a fighter, a father, and a beloved friend to many. His health battle has opened up an important conversation about dementia and how it affects families. His wife, Emma, has taken on a new role as an advocate for dementia research and caregiver support. She shares insights about their journey, helping others who are going through similar experiences. She once said, "My hope is that others will benefit from our family's experience." By speaking out, she is raising awareness and ensuring that more people understand this disease, its challenges, and the importance of early diagnosis. At the core of Bruce Willis's story is love, family, and resilience. While his life has changed in ways no one expected, he is surrounded by people who love him deeply and are committed to making his days as joyful as possible. His legacy is not just about action movies or Hollywood success. It is about being a devoted father, a loving husband, and a man who faced life's challenges with strength. Even though words may fail him now, his story continues to speak loud and clear. Through the love of his family, the support of his fans, and the impact of his work, Bruce Willis will always be a hero, on screen and in real life. Bruce Willis's journey is truly heartbreaking, but his legacy will never be forgotten. If you've made it this far, drop a comment below to send Bruce Willis your best wishes, whether it's a message of support, a favorite memory, or just a simple, "Stay strong, Bruce." Let's fill the comments with love and positivity for him and his family. And before you go, if you thought Bruce Willis's situation was shocking, you need to see what's happening to Clint Eastwood right now. At 94 years old, his life has taken a truly unexpected turn. Click on the video on the screen now to find out why fans are heartbroken.